The time has come to build a bathroom cabinet in a shed. I am in LA and I have been working on my friend Christy's bathroom while I've been staying out here. And now it's time to build a cabinet for said bathroom. Basically, these are the tools I'm working with. Limited set. It's not exactly a furniture shop. No. Articulate response. But that doesn't mean we can't make it work. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's take a look at the tooling and see what kind of adjustments we need to make in order to not blow out our veneers on our plywood. We are probably going to need to make a new throat plate.
Why do you need to make a new throat plate?
It's an excellent question. Let's talk about that on camera. So, here's what it looks like we're working with right now. Your basic tools, your circ saw, your palm sander, a router of some kind to do a little joinery, a drill so that we can attach it all to the wall. One thing about this project is we are using a hardwood veneered ply. We're using rift sawn oak. Commercial veneers are thin. Commercial veneers will tend to tear if you're not careful. And we're probably going to, I think the plan is going to be to replace this throat plate with a zero clearance insert so that when we cut the veneer, you have support on both sides of the cut so the veneers don't blow out, then we can get a cleaner cut. So this thing is, I don't know, a heavy 1/2 inch. We don't have any material that's a heavy 1/2 inch, so I've got a fence post. This is what we're using to make our throat plate out of. I'm gonna leave it a little bit long. I'm gonna plane it down to proper thickness so that it's exactly the same thickness as this, and then I'm going to cut this shape out of this material. And listen, yes, it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to work forever, but I've said it before, I'll say it again. This is backyard woodworking. It's going to work well enough, so that's what we're gonna do. Let's go do it.
Looks really good.
Almost like I do this professionally, folks.
Almost, right?
With the zero clearance throat plate done, now we can process our components to their actual sizes. I've laid out roughly where these pieces are gonna go. I've got my 2x4s right here that were cut at the lumber yard, and I'm going to get the components for the entirety of the cabinet out of these two pieces, excluding the shelves in the actual back. So, there's nothing really left to do but to make some cuts. So let's go do that. So, before we lose the light, I do just want to show you the difference that a zero clearance insert will make, even one as rough as this. On this piece, you see I have my very clean cut, as well as on the underside. Both faces are nice and clean. There's very, very little tear out. Whereas this piece, I just ripped right off the circ saw in order to cut it down to rough length, and you can see how much tear out I'm getting from the fibers here. So supporting those fibers on the underside of the cut, or in the circ saw case on the top side of the cut, the exit side of the cut, that's the important thing, and that's what this throat plate has given me.
We have some time still. You want to go play pickleball?
I don't know, I've kind of sucked lately.
I mean, you do suck, but
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
I mean, you can't win.
You can't win!
I've been training hard lately to improve my pickleball skills for the big game, and every morning I start my workout with AG1. Packed with 75 vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients, AG1 gives me the foundational nutrients that help level up my workout. It also supports my immune system and replenishes micronutrients, so I feel like I can recover faster from a strenuous workout. AG1 is a comprehensive nutrition supplement that provides proper nutrients to my brain and body, helping to bring my pickleball game to the next level. If you too want to play pickleball like a champion, or simply want a foundational nutrition supplement that helps keep the body nourished all day with a broad spectrum of micronutrients and phytonutrients, then head to my link in the description below for a free 1-year supply of AG vitamin D3 plus K2, plus 5 AG travel packs with your first purchase of AG1. Now, with all of our pieces cut to size, it is time to do a little edge banding. Now, edge banding seems to take a little bit of a bad rep, I think, for the DIY community, but it is an industry standard. It's fine, edge banding will get the job done. So what I've got here is some store-bought, pre-glued, iron-on edge banding. This stuff is perfectly adequate for this application. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. All we're gonna do, break off a piece, use a hot iron to iron it onto the edge and then cut it to final size. In that way, we're not going to keep an exposed plywood edge. Now, I'm not going to edge band all of my sides because there's no reason to. I'm only going to put banding on the edges that are exposed. So for example, all of my back edges, no edge banding. That's just a waste of banding. Nobody's ever going to see those edges. Any pieces that are going to be sandwiched between two others, so a shelf, for example, or my vertical sides, those aren't going to get banded. That's just going to make my joinery more difficult. I'm only going to band the exterior faces on the outside of the cabinet and all of my front faces. So let's go ahead and do that. with all of our edge banding done, we are in good shape to start our joinery. But a quick point. The reason we do our edge banding before our joinery is because, of course, the edge banding has thickness. Typically, it's around a 64th. So when I put my edge banding on two sides of a piece, I'm adding a 32nd to the length of that piece. And if I want my boards to line up once I actually do my joinery, then I'm going to do my edge banding first and my joinery second. If I don't do that, I'm going to have a very slight offset here by the thickness of the edge banding, which is no bueno. So, edge banding first, joinery second. So now that that's all done, let's go ahead and bang out our joinery.
Oh!
Just like that.
Just like
We got cabinet sides.
love that.
Fast, efficient, done.
Yeah.
To your question of why we don't use dowels, we use biscuits instead. Dowels, as you very well know, have to be exactly placed. The slot is always substantially larger than the biscuit, so I have lateral room. So my fence is dictating my x-axis, and the slot gives me slop on the y-axis. So even if my two pieces are misaligned by 1/8 of an inch, it's not going to affect the glue up. I can still get those in there.
But when you put the thing on top, doesn't that risk it of like sliding this way?
Yeah. You have to
That's
be
okay.
conscious of that during the glue up, but so
Okay.
that is one of the advantages that a domino has over biscuits is you can set your first domino to be exact and then the rest can have slop. Right? But
I can't afford a domino.
yeah, biscuits get the job done.
They're very expensive.
All right.
So how cute are these? They look like little cookies. Every day is a learning day with Eric around.
How's that mine doing right now? So, what we've done to make life easier, because assembling this with biscuits is going to be a real pain in the butt. We've got our biscuits for the interior components where the drawers are going to go, and instead of cutting my biscuit slots, I've just slotted the entire thing using the biscuiter, so it's still centered the exact same way. But now I'm just going to be able to come in here, bippity boppity boop this bad boy, right into place. I could. Part of the reason why I like the DeWalt is because it's a little bit easier to actually just drag cut. Or on a big piece, you can always just drag cut it, but this piece was too small.
Is
And we're
drag
still
cut
centered up in
safe?
here. Yeah, safe enough. Safe enough that I do it regularly. Cool? All right, the cabinet's done. And yes, I did try to record the finishing process, but the sun goes down at like 3 o'clock because it's December, so it was too dark to use. So here we are. What I've got on this cabinet are 2 coats of a water-based polyurethane. This is going to be plenty sufficient as far as water protection goes, and we wanted to use a water-based finish because she wants kind of a lighter look, which I think will balance really well to the live edge shelves that are living above it. This wants to kind of blend into the background, or at least not draw attention to itself. And now it's time to do the actual install. Now, fun fact about that, the wall that's going to go on this side of the cabinet, so to the right of the vanity, is so warped that it actually angles in toward the front of the cabinet. And so what I'm going to have to do, unfortunately, is remove the vanity. But that's not the end of the world because it will allow me to center that in this opening. So while it's an extra step and it's a pain in the butt, admittedly, it is the right move. So that's what we're going to do. This is friendship right here, buddy.
I was gassy.
Would you like the honors of kicking out the supports? And that, folks, that's how you build a cabinet. You know how much easier this would have been, just how fast it would have been had I not had to take this cabinet off the wall.
But you just showed everyone what to do in case they come across the same situation.
Optimism at its finest, folks.
Silver lining everywhere.
Silver lining everywhere.
Except when he sings.
Except when he sings, 'cause it sounds so good.
Oh, Jesus.